something else. So what it will do is it will generate all the B2 cluster. Password will be your username. If you execute, you will get all the data for all employees. That is the cluster data from PCL2 table. Else you have SC16N to delete some cluster data, that is database tables from PCL2. Or you can straightforward take the help of basis people to do this. Okay, it's not our work, it's not a HR work, it's the admin work, that is basis work. See, if you see, this will be the employee ID and this will be the date. So if you want to delete for a particular employee ID, you can give the employee ID with the 8-digit code. You will get what are the clusters are there. If you want to delete all, you can say delete. It will delete your, all the cluster tables. So this is database. If you want to clear the database for, if you are running multiple times for testing purpose after changing the PCR and all this stuff, if there is a data inconsistency, you can delete it. That too, before doing this, you have to raise a call to SAP. If SAP tells to do the reset, then you have to do. It's not like running every time, and even we don't have the relevant access to do that, right?
Okay. Okay, Krishna.
So coming to the today's topic, as we said, we have to evaluate the unauthorized absence. Whenever there is a unauthorized absence for these employees, for this employee. So unauthorized absence, as we said, it's for the salaried employees. So I am taking example of employee 101, who is the salaried employee. So we worked with the PCR schema ZM 64. So because the employee is monthly, we are running for complete month. So initially we will do a test run. Just hold on a minute. Okay, so we'll do a test run to see the output for this employee. What are the ZL it was generating for the entire month. As you know, we the time evaluation will generate a ZL. Like we have 3 unauthorized absences from the payroll, right? So what I am going to do, so what client requirement is like this. If there is an unauthorized absence for the 3 days of, here in our example, we have 3 days of unauthorized absence for the particular month, that is April. So we have to reduce 3 days of salary accordingly, how we are reducing basic HRA and all this stuff. So the same salary should be reduced. So this unauthorized absence should be equal to loss of pay for the employee. So for that purpose, we have written some PCRs to calculate all this stuff. So I have done a live run. Now these tables should reflect in payroll. So here we are going for 1M on the employee 101. Then the PCR is same. Sorry, schema is same. And for the period April. Right? If all people remember, this is the same exercise what I am debugging every time, right? Process time data. Then so you will get the ZL data over here for the 3 days, 17, 18, 19. There is unauthorized absence for 3 days, right? So again, I am going to the same ZLit. So I got the unauthorized absence of 3 hours, right? Is the clubbed one. So now what the requirement of the client is, this 3 hours, sorry, this is 3 days. Actually, the 3 number is days for us. As of now, it is in number field. So 3 days of salary should be reduced from his salary. As means it should be treated as unpaid absence. So what we have to do, we have to work again the same thing in the factoring. So before going to that, just I will give you a quick explanation about the factor. So if you remember, we have multiple classes on factoring. So what exactly we are doing here, we are calculating a factor. Let us say we have 801. What we are doing here, we are, as per SAP standard, they are taking rate. Rate is equal to calendar days rate minus unpaid absences we are doing. So once we are subtracting the unpaid absences from here, the salary was reducing for the unpaid absences, right? So if you reduce that 3 days from here again after this, so obviously the other 3 days of salary will be reduced. Okay, and the only thing is here we are taking as rate, and the unauthorized absences which we are getting from a wage tab, we are getting from we are getting it as number. Okay, so we have to convert that number to rate, and then we have to subtract from this same PCR. We will work on that, and I will explain you again what really we are doing. So here what I am doing is I am writing a PCR to just convert the number to rate, because we are will reduce the salary basing on the rate, not on the number. If you go for overtime or some other things, that will be the number. So here what we have to do, we have to convert the number to rate for the particular wage type. We are not doing for all the wage types. And what is that wage type? Okay, 1 UA. So only for unauthorized absence, because we know this stores a number and we have to convert it to rate. So if any other wage types, I am not going to disturb any other wage types. I am passing as it is. So if it is 1 UAA, then I am anyhow this wage type consists of number. So then I can say rate is equal to 1, and I am using a multi function number rate and rate. So what it will do, this number, what it is, it consists 3 number as of now, right? This 3 will be multiplied with this 1, 3 into 1, you got 1, and that 1 will be stored in the place of rate instead of in the place of number. So I don't want the number, so I am using a operation called 0, and I am putting 0 is equal to n. Then I am adding to the same waste. The small and simple piece here. Okay, because the time data, whenever we are getting to the payroll, it will come to number itself. It is the standard functionality given by SAP.
Krishna,
So
you're
whenever
just we are
yes, Srinivas,
converting the number into rate. That's all, no, Krishna?
that's it. Because we know all the factor will be, factoring will be based on rate, right?
Yes,
So
yes,
accordingly,
yes.
we have to convert, and I am not converting the remaining wastage which are coming from time evaluation. The overtime, 1 OVR, 2 OVR, 3 OVR, all these wastage are coming from time evaluation. But for those cases, number is correct. But this is a different topic. Not all clients require this. So if client asks, unauthorized absence should be treated as loss of pay leaves. So then you have to write a small logic here of this.
Here, these rate number could be again multiplied with the rate, Krishna, and that should be stored to amount.
Pardon? I didn't get you, Srinivas.
See, we'll get a rate. This number we are converting to rate. After that, next
We'll go
logic.
that. We'll go to that.
Yes, yes.
We'll go to that. So we got a rate of 3 with this waste type, right? And where to insert this piece here? Again, the concept. So this is our main schema payroll. So we have copied one xt00 to this one, and we know where the exact waste type will generate with a single amount after zlit, right? So definitely we have to insert after this PCR, right? So I am going to process input table, and I am giving the what is this Z? I think it's ZAU2, and then with a no. Let us see how this will work first. Process time data. Then we can see here itself in the input we have that unauthorized absence 3 hours in the place of number, right? Not in the units. So if you go to the process, so we are telling rate is equal to 1, multiply number rate and should be number, and 0 is equal to number is equal to 0 we are telling. So because our rule is correct, so you should see the difference. It was changed to the place of rate. Okay, so now this waste type consists of a rate of 3. So if you go to the factoring, we can use this waste type to reduce that many days from his uh, calendar days. Right. So I'm quickly going to the payroll factoring PCR. If you remember, we worked more on factoring. So what I'm going to do here is, see, I'm changing as of now here in the standard one, that is ZNP1. If you see, he has a salary of 51,000. Let us say example of basic salary. So what we are going to do is we are going to reduce a 3 days salary for this employee. So per day he will get 1700. So if you multiply with these days, 3 days total, it will be 51,000 we have to reduce. 5,100 we have to reduce. So we'll see the calculation. So somewhere around it should come 45,900. So now what to get this, what we are going to do is we are going to the same factoring PCR. Right. So if you see this /801, we already assigned for all waste steps stating processing class 10 with specification 1 to multiply with this factor. So this factor we are again creating a new line. So again what I am doing, rate minus, I am subtracting unpaid absences if anything are there, and as well as a waste type. If you give the waste type with 2 spaces, it will get the rate from this particular waste type. So this consists of 3. So you will get the final output. So you know how all these stuff are working, we explained a couple of times. So we will see how it was generating now. So if you see as of now, the rate for /801 will be the same, whatever the amount it is. It is not reduced or it was not increased. If you run again after changing the rule, so this is how it is there. So in the factoring input, first your 3 hours should be there. Your UAN, another other absence waste type is there, holding with a rate called 3. So then our logic for /801 will be with a line. Again we are subtracting those many number from calendar days. So if you see, you have a different rate which was a reduced one in /801, and if you see after xval within the processing class 10, let us say for basic salary, so it was mentioned as 1 and it is multiplying with /801, whatever the 90,000 is there, again it was dividing with the 1 lakh. So finally if you see the output, you will get this 45,900. So whatever the Excel I have written with a different formula, it's a straightforward formula. Generally users will check like this. If 51,000 is the salary per day, this is the salary. So if he absent for 3 days, we have to reduce 51,000, 5,100. So this will be the amount. The same thing in a different manner in the factoring concept, we are getting this. But here today we are, doing how to reduce, unauthorized absence, how to convert the number to rate. Why we are converting, you have to understand. Because the total factoring concept is based on rate. It's not on number. So we just converted the number to rate, and then we just inserted the number of days to be subtracted from as in the factoring. The only logic we have to understand is here why we inserted what it was doing. Again, you have to recollect what I have explained about the factoring. Okay, this is the factor waste step. Here we added. So accordingly, you have to work with the remaining if something else is there.
Krishna, Sagar here.
Yes, Sagar.
Yeah, actually, why are we subtracting this waste type from here? Because TKAU star star should do that, right?
It's unpaid absence.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So,
think, have you recollect what we have done in
no.
time
My question is rate minus TKAU star star should subtract 3, right? Because why we need to add the waste type separately? Because TKAU star star is the unpaid absences, right? It should
but here it is not an absence, right? It is a waste type. One UAA is a waste type. That is the time waste type.
Okay.
Here user didn't maintain any absence, any presence. Nobody knows what happened.
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
We sent a couple of reminder mails to manager, to employee and all this stuff. Still no response. So we are not going to pay the salary. That is unauthorized absence. So those days we are capturing the waste type. So KAU star won't work for us. So we are
you mean to say that he has not maintained his time sheet on that particular days.
See,
so
if you are a consultant,
okay,
right? If you didn't go to office, you didn't apply for leave, for a date. Okay, what HR people will do? At the end of the month, there will be a reminders and all this stuff. Still, you didn't respond.
Yes.
So what they have to do?
Okay.
You are not in the class. I think you forgot what we discussed. What they will do? Ideally, what they will do is they will reduce that days from your PLs or casual leaves or sick leaves, whatever the available things. Still, and even if you are not available, having those leaves, then they will reduce your salary.
Yes.
Okay, that is the unauthorized absence, a big one. We have taken our couple of days, I think more than couple of days for that. So you have to reflect that.
Yeah.
So we have to work on that, I think.
So Krishna, in case we
there is a single PCR I think we have written.
Krishna,
yes, Shweta.
If we maintain as unauthorized absence in info type in absence info type, then this is not required, right? Automatically system will calculate.
See, if you are entering info type, you can enter loss of pay directly in 2001. Why you will enter a waste type again?
Okay.
You got
in
my
that
point.
Case we don't calculate.
This is the automate process. If client required, by default, if there is no at the end of the month, mail triggering and all this stuff, reminders, it will go with a different workflow program. Even then, by the end of the month, there is no presence, there is no absence. Then dynamically, instead of entering the things in 2001, it should reduce. Let us say there will be a cutover date in the companies. Let us say 26th or 25th they will put, right? You have to update your timesheets and all this stuff before that date, right? So this what it will do is it will wait for the payroll time 30th. If you are really not updated any absence and presence, your salary will be reduced. This will be automated process. There is no user intervention over here.
Okay. Fine, Krishna. Krishna, one more thing. Instead of reducing the basic salary directly, uh, is it possible to push this amount as a deduction amount to another wage type, 1 UAA,
Of course,
for 3 days unauthorized?
of course, right? You got the number. You know
Okay.
what is your basic. You know what is your HRA. You know all this stuff. Accordingly, you can write your own logic. But in real time, you can't. Nobody will ask like that. If it is the unauthorized absence,
Okay.
right? See, you are not
But on payslip
in the
normally
office.
they ask to display actuals and earned.
See, the loss of pay and unauthorized absence are similar. There is no big difference. Loss of pay, after informing, employee will inform to HR that I am going on loss of pay. So they will enter in 2001. This is the normal one. Both will do the same things. Let us say there is a performance bonus for the employee. So basing on this unauthorized absence, you won't reduce the performance bonus, right? For the month. So that depends, Shweta. If really a client asks you in the same manner, you can write your logic. But I don't think so. As of now, I didn't saw such scenario. You can write the PCR if really that is the case. You can create a deduction wage type. You can, uh, you know, uh, push it to that as a deduction, and you can display in the payslip wherever you required in the window 2 or in the deduction part or somewhere. So the same process, I'm not going to, I was really, I had to work again to catch up these, leave recovery. Right, the same thing will happen for the, if you remember, leave recovery calculation. That is whenever if you are paying a advance leave leaves to the employee, annual leaves, say some 30 leaves in the initial stage of the year, employee utilized all the leaves, and if he left the company, we worked everything in the time evaluation, how we are going to capture that. So we are getting a number again for that. So whatever the wage type we will get from the leave recovery, same place you have to add. In the same place, you will create a underline. Again, you are subtracting from his calendar days that employee is absent. So if this is a leave recovery wage type, so it will do for this. Both are the same. There is no different topic. Right? So I think yesterday and today we completed within half an hour. So I think it's better if you have any queries or something on this, let me know. I will explain on the same. So in the time data, we completed whatever we discussed in the time. So we'll go to retro from Monday. Any questions? You want me to explain anything else? Or you want me to explain this factoring concept again if you require? Or can we close for the day session?
Krishna, I just have a
Krishna,
doubt. Hello?
Yes, Srinivas or
Uh,
Shweta.
yeah, Krishna. Um,
Yes, Shweta.
this today's class for unauthorized absence. If we have to reduce info type 14 and 15 also during the unauthorized absence, we just have to maintain crossing class 10, is it? For those wage types also.
Same thing, right? We are not evaluating basing on the info type. We are maintaining, basing on the processing class 1 as of now, right?
For
It's not a
processing,
info type dependent, right now.
Krishna,
for those wage types, do we have to maintain crossing class 1?
Yes, yes. Whatever the waste type should be reduced.
Okay,
Here, what I am telling, here we got this form. Let
okay.
us say there can be some other waste types, like attendance bonus is there. 100 will be
Okay.
100 remain because we didn't maintain anything on this,
Mm-hmm.
right? Processing class we maintained 0 for this, right? Whatever the processing class you maintained 1, that will be reduced. If not, it won't reduce. If you see LTA, it is 2500. I don't think it was reduced because we didn't maintain the LTA as 1.
so
Okay, crossing
you
class
mean
10
to say
or
that
1?
Pardon?
Crossing class 10, right? We have to maintain.
Sorry, processing class 10 with specification 1. It is
Ah,
not with
okay.
specification 1. That is why
Okay,
you
okay.
are not. You
So
can
if
check.
we maintain, yeah, if we maintain crossing class for whatever wage types, for
Hmm,
example, in 14,
hmm,
we have maintained crossing class 10 with specification 1, there is one wage type, and next
hmm.
month will it automatically whatever was, see, we were supposed to deduct or we were
See,
supposed,
first thing you have to understand how the retro will go, right? Anyhow, the next topic is retro, but still I will explain few of the things which are the simple things which user can understand. We have a payroll status info tab, right? See, let us say if this is the master, let us say you are telling you changed something in info tab 14. That's what you are telling.
yeah, we'll maintain one deduction wage type,
Mhm.
and
You are creating a deduction waste tab for previous
yeah,
month.
and uh, for current, I mean for from 1st of April for the entire year, every month it has to reduce 500 rupees, and employee has taken just in case for unauthorized absence for the whole month. So
Mhm.
how it will reduce is my question.
See, there are two things. First is this record, right? Let us say I
Okay.
will change this.
I think 1 CR is the payment wage type.
Anyhow, payment or deduction, anything.
Okay. Okay.
It will reduce it. It won't check it is a payment or deduction, right? There is no
Okay.
big question. Or you can check with the other deduction waste step also. See, once I changed this to 1st of April, so the payroll will trigger and even the time management will trigger to that particular date, right? You got
Mm,
this 01 date
yeah.
over here. Here also you got, so both payroll and time will go to retro. It will recalculate. It will adjust the things.
Mm,
So time management, it's straightforward. Rerun the things and repush the things, the numbers,
mm,
right? And the payroll will calculate the differences. What he actually got, what is the difference we have to reduce or we have to increase. That is what the retro concept is. Let us say if you are telling about the unauthorized absences or such kind of thing, I will reset the payroll status again. So So if you enter any of the options or presence, or if you delete any of the thing, it will trigger a retro again. Like let us say if you enter a, so if there is a change, user will change something, right? So accordingly, if I'm maintaining say 13th as a
Krishna, can you
absence,
maintain for full month? 1/4/2015.
pardon?
Can you maintain this for full month? Leave it out this.
I think it will delete multiple records for me. So these many time data which we entered will be deleted,
Okay. Okay.
right? But what exactly it will happen is, so when it will the payroll status info type will store the latest change.
Mm-hmm.
So payroll and this will go to retro accordingly, and it will recalculate.
Okay, I will try to.
No need to do anything from our side. It's a standard functionality given by SAP. Only thing you have to understand is what is the info type 3, why it is changing the data.
Okay.
So if you are going deeply again, you can understand. I think those things you have to work more about the characteristics of info type and all this stuff. Within our session, I think it's very difficult to explain everything. SAP is huge. Whatever I am telling, you can treat it as say some 30-40%. I am explaining you. Remaining thing you have to work. If you see any of the info tab, let us say, if you see info tab basic, some of the characteristics are here. You have to go here. You have to check what it should be. And if you see the R, it will affect the retro if something was changed for this basic pay. Likewise, if you go for say communications or some other info type, we will take. So there are many logics and many conditions are there within SAP. So I'm not telling that I'm explaining each and every part of SAP. It's almost impossible. If you see, you can't see any of the things. If you change this data, it won't impact your payroll. So you have to understand which info types are impacting payroll, which info types are not impacting payroll. Let us say if you are creating a Z info type, creating Z info type is very simple to any ABAP guy or a functional guy, but you should understand the functionality of the info type. Is it the payroll relevant info type or a normal info type? So there are many things. I think it should be a self-study for all you people. But as of now, whatever Shweta you asked, it's the standard functionality. Nothing to worry about that. It will work for you. Anything else? Okay, then that's all for the day. We'll catch up on Monday. Practice well so that you will understand many of the things. And let me know if you have any, big questions. What are the topics already we completed? Okay, so from Monday we will work on the retro payroll part, which will be unique for all countries. Thank you. See you on Monday.